we can start. Okay. So today we're gonna discuss about Bitbucket. Okay. Bitbucket is very equivalent to GitHub only. GitHub and Bitbucket kind of both are same only. Both are kind of a platform to store your code changes. So GitHub and Bitbucket both are same only. So both will use for kind of a hosting platform you can treat. So where you can project data can be stored in this particular platforms. So this GitHub is there, right? GitHub is made with Microsoft. I mean, who managing this GitHub? Nothing but Microsoft is managing GitHub. Then the Bitbucket is managed by different company, that is Atlassian. Atlassian is the company which will be managed by Bitbucket. Okay. When we think about difference between GitHub and Bitbucket, if you think about GitHub and Bitbucket, both are code repository hosting platforms that allow users to create, manage, and share the code. The main difference between the two is that GitHub is geared toward public code, while Bitbucket is geared towards private code. Keep it in the mind. So Bitbucket moreover prefer for a private storing the code in a private wise, but a GitHub will use for storing the data in a public wide. Those are the major differences we can able to accumulate. And when it come to the pricing wise and those stuff, it will be here, it will be there. So we can track it here, right? So features, repositories. GitHub supports unlimited public and private repositories, while Bitbucket's free plan limits private repositories to 5 users. Okay, only 5 users can access. Community, if we talk about, GitHub has large open source community, while Bitbucket is option used by enterprises and business users only. Nothing but, so this Bitbucket moreover people will use it by entrepreneurs, nothing but company people only, moreover it will be used. Even in my company also will be using Bitbucket only, not the GitHub. We are not using any GitHub, we'll be using Bitbucket only. And issue tracking wise, if you think about, both platforms have built-in tools for tracking and managing the bugs and issues. Integration wise, Bitbucket integrates with Zira, while GitHub has built-in issue tracking tools itself. Then client application wise, if I go, GitHub has mobile and desktop client apps, while Bitbucket does not have. Bitbucket does not support for mobile and desktop client applications. Pricing wise, when you talk about, free for unlimited public and private repositories with no limit to the number of users. But Bitbucket, for up to 5 users only, it will be available with unlimited private repositories. So use cases wise, if you think about, GitHub, good for personal and small team projects, for working with the community of the developers. But when you talk about Bitbucket, good for enterprise developers or the team that rely on private repositories. This is the major advantages wise of the GitHub and Bitbucket. Any questions to you guys always? You can refer these features also will be here. Okay, so quickly we'll go to the Bitbucket account, Bitbucket org. I already created the repository and everything. So for me, the repository is already there. So this is my Bitbucket account, guys. One more wonderful feature about Bitbucket will be, Bitbucket came up with a solution called, I mean, as I said, this is a community. Community nothing but so Bitbucket is not only the software. Along when you purchase the license, so along with the Bitbucket there are plenty of tools will come. So for an example, hmm, can you guys able to see this here, right? This is the Atlassian products. This are all the products you will get. Majorly what are the things you will get means Confluence you will get, Jira service management Jira will get, then Bitbucket will get. Apart from that, Bamboo also will get, but this required a license. Then those are the major things. Okay, with respect to Atlassian, you will get this kind of products. So I'm able to log into the Bitbucket. Once you guys able to log into the Bitbucket, then we need to create a repository. Create option is there. Repository option is here, right? We can create a project also. We can create a repository also. I'm creating a repository. Click on create repository. Then here you can give the repository name. So for example, but it will ask for project also. Since if you already have the project, we can choose. If you don't have a project, we can create a new project also. Create a new project option is there. So here we can give the project name. So here you can give the repository name. So you can mention. So unique. So I given the repository name, access level. So two types of repositories we can create: private repository and public repository. Both can be created. So if I uncheck this box, it's a public repository. If I check this box, it's a private repository. Okay, I choose a private repository. Uncheck to make this repository public. Public repositories are typically contain open source code and can be reviewed by viewed by anyone. Okay, please make sure this. If I check this box, it should be a private repository. If uncheck this box, this will be a public repository. Okay, then include a readme file is there. Readme file nothing but and about your project, about your data, about your resources, repository wise, many things can be mentioned in the readme file. Okay, no means it won't create any readme file. Yes with a template or the yes with a tutorial. Two options can be used, any one of that. I use yes with the tutorial for beginners. Then default branch name it's asking. By default, if you're not specifying anything, like generally default branch means one branch should be, we need to give one branch name. So some people will give main, some people will give master, but both are same only. Main and master, both the repositories are same only. Either you can mention master or maybe main, any one of that. But most of the people prefer master only. Then include a git ignore file. Like in the last class in the git we are discussing about, right? Ignore file is a file which will contain some of the extensions of the file, so that those if they create the files with those extensions, git won't able to track those files. Git cannot able to track those particular files. Those are called as a ignored files. Okay, then advanced settings, if I click on here, you can give the description. Like this, we can we can add any description. Just a minute. Okay, so we can add the description like this, and after the description we can see the forking here is there. Allow only private folks is there. So here we have only no folks also there. So I allow private only private folks, nothing but only private people within your team members only can able to fork this repository. Like yesterday we're discussing about forking the repository, correct? Fork repository nothing but copy pasting the data from the repository. That's a forking the repository. Allow only private folks nothing but within your team members only can able to fork this repository. So no folks nothing but nobody can fork this repository. Okay. If I give no folks, like the fork options if it won't available. Even if it's available also, it won't allow you to fork. That's a no forks option. Then language. So here we can choose nothing but like what type of code you're gonna write. Those we can describe it here. So for example, most probably you're writing Python code means you can choose Python. Then you can click on create repository. Does not mean that only you need to write Python code. This project can be anything. Okay, even different files also you can write. But for a default wise, like moreover, what type of code you're gonna write, right? For defining that, we're gonna use this. Okay. Any questions, guys? Please let me know if any questions or confusions before moving ahead. This, I mean, already we know how to create the repository in GitHub. Same way we'll be creating in the Bitbucket. No questions?
No, sir.
Then let me click on create repository. Now the repository will be created. So now, so the repository has been created successfully. You guys can see this is the repository. These are two files which are created by default. Okay, how many branches are there? Only one branch is there, that is master. Now, if at all I want to clone this repository, clone nothing but downloading the repository, right? So what I'm gonna do means here I'll create one more folder, mkdir bitbucket hyphen repos. Okay, already repo is there. I'm gonna delete this. We can create a folder like this. Sorry, mkdir. Then if I do ls, nothing is there. Okay, here I can clone the repository. But before cloning the repository, so last class we added the key. You guys are aware about generated the key. Like this, you can go to a git bash and you can cat the file like this. You can cat the file like this and copy this code. Copy this code and we can go to here settings, personal bitbucket settings. When you click on personal bitbucket settings, so here SSH and SSH keys are there, right? Here we need to add the key. Here we need to add the key. You can paste the key and you can say some key, add the key. My key already exists, so I'll remove this one. I'll add the new key. Now added the key. So after I added the key, right, so that I can able to connect it separately. Now I can able to connect. If you don't know how to generate the keys, right, here is the option. You can refer this PPT to, I mean this link to generate the key. Next, let me go to Bitbucket now. Repositories. This is the repository. Now if at all I want to clone this repository, clone option is here. Okay, when I click on clone, here SSH is there, HTTPS is there. Both options are available. So I'll prefer SSH. Choose SSH. Then copy this value. So here, let me clear the screen. CD space Bitbucket repos, get inside the folder. So here you can paste the link so that it will allow me to clone the repository. Then can you guys able to see that repository has been cloned successfully like this. Now if I do ls, I can find the repository, then I can get inside the repository. Here if I do ls, the two files ls minus al, if I do the two files .git ignore file, readme.md file, these are all the files I can able to see that. Now in case if I want to create any file inside, I mean directly on the GitHub Bitbucket itself, then we have an option called here compare and commit the branches tags, add file, manage notification, download repository. Many options are there, correct? If I click on add file, when I click on add file, here I can give the file name. Here I can write a basic Python code. Any Python code which you are aware about it, those kind of code we can able to enter it here. Okay, then we can click on commit. You can use any code. I'm just writing simple code. Okay, commit, then commit. Now the file is created. I can see this file, the sources. File 1 is also there. Now if I go back here, if I run git pull, we'll get the changes. See, this is the file. Total 8 lines I added. One file changed, 8 insertions I made. Okay, like this we can able to work with the things. Okay, any question, guys? Do you have any questions or confusions about this? Now, if at all I want, I can create a files here as well. Echo. Okay, when I do git status, Then we can add git add files star, also we can use file, also we can use. Then git status, it will be green color. Git commit, adding files in Bitbucket. Suppose then we do git push, the change will be published.
Commands whichever we are using for
It's the same commands only. Like
Git.
the git, what commands we're gonna use, right? GitHub.
Yeah,
Same only. Only
same.
one here, the platform only changes. So remember, guys, we discussed things, VCS and SEM, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
SEM is GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab. Those are the SEMs. But what is VCS? VCS is Git only. Git is a common tool for local, for any platform.
Okay.
It never change. All right, same.
Your voice is breaking. Sorry, sir. Can't hear you.
Now it's perfect.
No, sir. Still, it's very low.
Still others have the same problem, guys. Others.
Sir, same sir.
Okay, how about now? Will it be fine?
Fine sir.
Okay. So like this, we can able to check that. Then be aware about git log command can be used to verify the commits what we done. Correct. One line will use to check that. So what are the things we did? Okay. So let me see the commands. I'll revise the commands what we discussed. Okay, if we can use this link, I mean, this link onwards have the complete tutorial about the Git. Okay, let us revise that. What are the things are there? Git -hyphen version command will use to verify the version. Config global user at name we can use for setting up the username in a local, and this is for setting up a user email address in your local. Okay, so then what are the things you're gonna learn? How do I learn the Git commands? If you think about, create a repository project with a Git hosting tool like Bitbucket. Copy or clone the repository to your local machine. That's what we did. Add a file to your local repo and commit. Save the changes. Push your code changes to master. Make a change to your file with a Git hosting tool and commit. Pull the changes to your local machine. Create a branch. Make a change, commit the change. Open a pull request, merge your branch to the master branch. These are the major things which will be available in the Git. Thus we discussed in the couple of classes in the Git. In GitHub. Correct.
Sir, shall we have a cross-platform like Bitbucket to GitHub and Gitbucket to this one to Bitbucket? Is it possible cross-platform?
Those are independent platforms. We cannot converge those.
No, sorry, sir. Your voice was breaking. Sorry.
Those are standalone. We could not able to combine those. Those are standalone. GitHub is different,
Okay.
Bucket is different. Those are not be same.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it, sir. Got it. Got it.
Understood?
Still, your voice is very low, sir.
Uh,
It's,
it would be
So some disturbance is there, sir.
away, but now still same.
disturb in the sense, all of a sudden the voice will go down, sir. As you are speaking, it will go down all of a sudden, and we can't hear you.
Hope it should be fine right now, correct?
In between, it will go down, and it will be normal again. Again, it will go down. Kind of fluctuating, I can say, fluctuating.
Okay, there might be some network issue might be there. Okay,
Could be. Yeah, yeah. It's also peak hour now.
correct. So then, generally we used to get a question like, what could be the difference between Git shell and Git bash? We treat both the same only, like shell nothing but where we gonna interact, bash nothing but it's software. Git bash and Git shell are two different command line programs which allow you to interact with the underlying Git program. Like bash is a Linux based command line while shell is a native Windows command line. So because Linux wise if you use bash is a Linux command line and while shell is a native Windows. Okay, then these are the popular operations you guys are aware about that already. Initialize. So generally what we can do means we used to run a command called git init command. We used to run the command called git init command like this, git init. This will going to initialize the repository. This will going to initialize the repository. Liquid reinitialize the existing Git repository because repository I already have that. So what I did, just I did the init command, right? This is reinitialized. Then add command we know, commit command we know, pull command also we know, push command also we know. Okay. So then this is the basic operations of the Git. When it comes to advanced operations, we can see branching, merging, rebasing. We discussed in the last class. So what is branching, what is merging, what is rebasing, what is the significance of each other? These are the advanced options. Let me first give you the brief idea about how these operations work with the Git repository. Take a look at the architecture of the Git. So we know about this, right? When you in the working directory, like when you create a new file, it should be in a working directory only. So then after that, what you're gonna do for adding this file to staging area, we'll add the file. Get a space, add a space file name. If we give that, this will be added to the staging area. So look at working directory, staging area, local repo. All three will be in local only. So once you added the file, then we'll have to do the commit. So git commit, if you run that, that changes will be committed in the local repo only. Then post that the changes should be taken care to the remote repo, right? For that, we used to run the command called git push command. There's a sequence commands. In case if you modify something on the Git hub, I mean remote, then we'll use git pull command to download it to the local repo. In the local repo, in case you want to work something, then you can use checkout command. Then git merge command can be used to merge the changes in one branch to another branch. Clear, guys? Any questions on this diagram wise?
No, sir. You shared the link, no, sir?
I shared the link already.
Okay, fine, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Then why the git bash is used? Git bash tutorial focus on the commands and operations that can be used in the git bash. So then you guys can look at here, like most probably you guys will open the git bash like this only. Otherwise you can search and open the git bash also. Anything will work. Like this, we'll run a git init command. It will initialize it like this. Then once it's initialized, right, it will go to create one folder called .git folder. Okay. Then we have a status command
Sir,
can be.
just a minute, sir. These Git bucket or Bitbucket or GitHub can be used for other platforms of cloud also, no, sir? Like Azure or GCP, correct, no, sir?
Both can be used. This is the open source, right? This will support all n number of cloud providers.
Okay, okay. Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
We used to run the command called git status command. This git status command will going to list out the either the files will be in working directory or staging area or committed area. It will gonna reflect because the red color means working area, green color means staging area. That we can able to conclude, right, in that way. So git status command lists out all the modified files which are ready to be added to the local repository. So let us type the command to see what happens. Look at git status command. When they type, you can see these comments like this. They created two files, one is like a two files. So upon you run the git status command, this could be showing as a red color. These two files which are not added to the index set. So this means I cannot commit changes with the files unless you add it to the explicitly in the index. Then we'll use add command. This add command updates the index using current content found in the working tree and then prepares the content in the staging area for the next commit. Then this after making changes to the working tree and before running the commit command, you must use the add command to add the any new or modified files to the index. For that, we use the commands called git space add space directory. Directory also can be added or files can be added. So our git add file name can be given. Thus you guys already aware about. In case if you have a multiple files means we can use -a also. Also will use star also. Correct? Then post that will goes to do the commits. It refers to the recording snapshots of the repository at a given time. So command committed snapshots will never change unless done explicitly. Let me explain how commit works with the diagram below. You can guys can see this here. C1 is first commit, C2 means second commit. So now master star will be reflecting nothing but the snapshot, latest snapshot is C2 only. The second commit is the latest one. So also you committed one more time, then C3 is the latest commit. Okay, that means C1 is the initial commit, snapshot of the first change from the which another snapshot is created with changes named C2. Now that master is pointed to the latest commit. Now when I commit again, another snapshot C3 is created. Now the master points to the C3 instead of C2, like that. Any questions?
Sir, in industry, sir, these commits are keep on happening, no, sir?
Keep on happening. Per day itself, there are plenty of commits will happen.
Okay, okay, okay.
Git aims to keep the commits as lightweight as possible, so it does not blindly copy the entire directory. Every time you commit, it includes the commit as a set of changes, add delta from one version of the repository to another. In easy words, it only copies the changes made in the repository. You can treat like this, like we can do just commit also you can do, otherwise git commit minus a message also can be used like this. That's a git commit command. Then git commit minus a also can be used. I have created two more text files by working directory. So now they're not added to the index site. So I adding using this command git commit minus a also can be used. So that files can be added. So like this also can be added. Add command also can be used. Otherwise commit minus a also can be used straight away. Like this git commit minus m. So what is the significance of this minus a? Nothing but this is the replacement of git add command. Nothing but you no need to be add the files again. So when you use minus a, right, this will take all the files and it will going to do that. Next pull command. Git pull command, we aware about that. So this will going to pull the data from your remote repository. Then git remote add setting up the remote repository to the local repository. If you didn't clone the repository means we'll use this option. Pull remote add command can be used to add the URL like this. Then pull origin master. This is going to pull down the changes. In case you want to pull different branch means git pull origin branch name also can be given. As a push command for pushing the changes from to the remote. Git push remote, if we give that, it will be pushed to the remote. Like this. Once you push the changes, you can see the changes as be reflecting in the GitHub or the Bitbucket. The place where you push it, right, there you can able to see that. Then git push remote force option can be used. So in case you're experiencing some errors means we can use that option to force. Then branches. Branches in Git are nothing but pointers to a specific commit. Git generally refers to keep its branches as lightweight as possible. There are basically two types of branches. Those are local branches and the remote tracking branches. A local branch is just another path of your working tree. On the other hand, the remote tracking branches have special purposes. Some of them are they link to your work from local repository to work on central repository. They automatically detect which remote branches got changes from when you use the git pull command. Then git branch command, we are aware about this will going to check the branches. In case you want to create a new branch, git branch name if we give, it will going to create a new branch. Okay, then like this also we can able to commit it separately. Git checkout will use for changing the branch. Then git commit we can do. Git checkout minus b will create a new branch along with it will check out the branch. Then merging we know that Merging is a way to combine the work from different branches together. This will allow us to branch off, develop a new feature, then combine it back in like this. So C1, C2, C3, C4 multiple commits you did. C3 for new branch, C4 for master branch. Then here C3 for new branch and C5 for master branch. Like this we can combine different things also. Git merge branch name we can give for merging the branches. Rebasing. This is also way of combining the work between different branches. Rebasing takes set of commits, copies them and stores them outside of your repository. So the advantage of rebasing is that it can be used to make linear sequence of commits. Look at here. This is above the merge would be done. This is non-linear, but this is linear. Look at here. C1, C2, C3. C3 is master, C4 is new branch. Like this, it will maintain the linear things. The commit log or history of the repository stays clean if rebasing is done. But if you done the merge, it won't be in a clean state. Okay. Now our work from new branch is placed right after the master and we have a nice linear sequence of the commits. Rebasing also prevents upstream merges, meaning you cannot place master right after the new branch. Like this. Get a rebase master, like this you're gonna take. Then use of like Git tutorial and tips and tricks wise if you think about that. Now that you have gone through all your operations in the Git tutorial, there are some tips and tricks you got to know. Archive your repository. Archive means you want to create a zip file of your repository. Then we can use git archive master hyphen format zip hyphen output is equal to, we can create a file with some of the name. If you use this, then it will be created the backup. So this is a command. This command will going to take entire things as a backup. Complete things we can take it as a backup. Rather than the Git directory. Okay. Note that this is a creates only single snapshot committing correction control. Really, this comes with a handy when you want to send the files to client of the review who does not have the Git installed in their computer. Bundle your repository. Okay. Then if at all you want to bundle option also there. Like this, you can bundle it. Like this. This is a bundle option.
Sir, this zip option is available in GitHub also, sir.
GitHub also it's available.
Okay.
Like this. Then clone also we can do like this. Cd repo copy log, stash uncommitted changes, git status, stash status. Like this we discussed in the last class, right? Those also can be done. Those are the major operations about the Git we used to do. Then top 20 commands about the Git with example, if you think about this is the 20 commands. Config, init, clone, add, diff, reset, status, rm, log, show, tag, branch, checkout, merge, remote, push, pull, stash. So diff command also are gonna show git diff file. I don't have a branch, seems to be git branch dev git diff no difference, huh? Okay. not reflecting. It's not reflecting here. Since they're not showing, but it's okay, no problem. But this will show the generally logs it will show. Okay, that's a 20 comment. What are the common Git mistakes and how to fix them? If you think about discard the local changes, commit the personal data to the local repository, replace the last commit with a new commit, like this are the major things are there. Okay, generally in the interview, what they'll expect means this kind of things only. In case, if you did the mistake, how we can overcome this mistake? Okay, so those are here. You can follow one by one. How to revert the changes also. You can recall it from here. Git reflog. Git reflog, how to recover a deleted branch that was not merged. Then the reflog command can be used. Git reflog, git checkout master in case you are in. These are the branches that are merged into master. Okay. Then branch hyphen merged. You can see this means it will gonna show that what are the branches are merged. So for example, git checkout master, I'll go git merge. Oh, the files are say status. Git push. Now git checkout dev git status merge master. Merged now. So now delete the delete the merger branch. Git branch minus d. Then the branch name if you can give, it will be deleted. Go to master. I'll go to master. Git branch minus d will use to delete the branch. I'll give dev. Branch dev is deleted. If I run the git branch command, see master only there now. Then in case after you deleted you branch no merged, anything is there in no merged? Nothing is there. Okay. Git reflog will show what you did so far. Git reflog will show what you did so far. Git reflux show also can be used, expire, delete, like many things are there. We can able to use those. I mean, these all are extra things. How to use git log to format the commit output, bisect, how to identify a bug in your code, git versus GitHub. Okay, like this, many things are there. These things you can able to understand it from here. Okay, just you guys can go through that, then you will get some clear understanding that how this will be working. Okay, for a practicing purpose, you guys can do one thing. This the link which I shared, right? Open that link and practice everything end to end. Like if you click on from here, start from here. Git and GitHub is right. If you expand it, what is Git? From here onwards, you can read everything. This will give some brief understanding that how the Git works. Then once you complete this, then move on. Install Git on Windows and CentOS. How to use Git for developer collaboration. Then Git tutorial commands for operations. Like this, you can start and prepare everything, each and every command. Okay, got it, guys? Once you complete this everything, right, you guys can let me know if anything revision required about the Git. Okay, once you guys completed this, right, I'll gonna share interview questions which are gonna, what are the possible interview questions can be asked in the Git, GitHub and Bitbucket. Okay, any questions? If no questions, then we'll wind up here. Then the next class will start about Docker. Docker is a next tool. Okay, and make sure AWS account should be present, and AWS account is required for creating a Docker server. Okay, cool. That if no questions, then we'll wind up here. Thank you so much. So 7:30 we'll connect for AWS class. Okay.